So this is the outside of my museum. I used all of the fossils and statues that I already had, like they were duplicates, and I put them to good use. Hi, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessa, and in today's video, we are going to be decorating the outside of this museum. So for a while now, I have been collecting a lot of fossils, and I've been like weeding them out, trying to figure out which ones I had like full sets of, so I could decorate the outside of my museum. So I am only using duplicates. I have already like assessed all of them and donated what I could to Blathers because I am trying to finish my museum. Will that happen? I'm not sure, but I have been donating quite a bit to try and finish it. So I have a couple of fossils that I'm using, and the ones that are going behind the museum are actually not finished, but I really wanted to use them because they're super big. So when you notice when I placed down like the T-Rex and I forgot the other name of the other dinosaur, but they are missing tails, but that's okay because the museum building will actually hide it. So right now I am placing some of the like statues and fossils that I have already laid out on the ground, mainly because I didn't want to pick them all up in my inventory and then get confused on where I wanted them, because this build took quite a bit of planning to figure out how I wanted it laid out. So that is why it's kind of a mess, like all over the ground, and there's fossils everywhere. I just did that so it'd be easier for me to build, and I'm not like digging in my inventory and in my pockets for 20 minutes looking for a T-Rex torso, okay? So we are placing down this wood in-game path, and I think it looks pretty cool because we're gonna do like an outdoor museum, and I thought that having like a sturdier looking floor would look pretty cool, because I usually use the dirt path that I used for the rest of my island. You can kind of see it in the background, and if you've watched any of my other videos, you can definitely see it. So I'm also incorporating some of my other paths that I made, and we have like this flower path, which I don't use a whole lot. I think I've only used it like maybe 2-3 times on this island, and the island's almost done, so that says something. So anyways, now that all the path is all placed down up here, we can start actually placing some items. And I do use a lot of rope partitions, and I think they look super cool with the like build, because I don't know, it's like an outside museum. And I know there is a fence, I forgot the name of it, but you can only get it from Cyrus and Reese when it's their wedding month, and I think that's in June. So that's what I originally wanted to use, but right now I have been time traveling between like April and May, and I didn't really want to go into June because I don't know, I didn't want to go that far ahead. My island is supposed to be in cherry blossom season, but again, I've been doing a lot of time traveling, ordering a lot of items, so that's why we look so late right now. I think it's like May now, or it's like late April in game, and it's like super gloomy, which also sucks. So we are gonna have to go backwards a little bit after this to actually like get into the season that we want to get into. Also, I am working on a bamboo and like rock garden down below. You might be able to see it in the next few clips, but I've been trying to do this rock garden for like two-ish weeks right now, and I'm having the hardest time. So in the meantime, I am going to be doing like a lot of decorating on my island, because it is much easier to do a rock garden when there's not a bunch of open space. So that rock garden video is going to be pushed off a bit. I know I talked about it in my villager hunt video, so don't be expecting that like anytime soon, because I have a lot of other builds to do first, but that will eventually happen. I'm also trying to kick off pate, because in the comment section of one of the videos, I asked if you'd rather have pate or Felicity off the island, and everyone was like, yeah, kick pate off. So that is what we're also working on, if you're like interested in the let's play of this island. But right now I'm placing down these big fossils. I have the T-Rex and then the other dinosaur. And again, they don't have tails, but I don't think that's a super big deal because when you're on the first level, or well, technically the second level of the island, you look up and the museum covers where their tails would be anyway, so it's not a big deal. I think I was really just going for the heads of the T-Rex and the other dinosaur to be like peeking out behind it, and I think I achieved that look, and it looks pretty cool in the end, especially when you're down here and you're looking up. So I'm picking up all of this garbage off my ground right now, which is just the items that I'm going to be using to decorate. And we're going to be using some of that dirt path I was talking about earlier. And if you want this code for this path, it will be in the description down below. We've been using it for most of the island, so I did want to incorporate some of it because I didn't want it to be like all formal museum out here, so I did use a little bit of dirt path. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, so I also am making a second version of this video because I posted a long play of the cat cafe and you guys seem to like it, so there's going to be a second version where it's just like the full uncut building of this museum area. There's no commentary because I usually do my commentary after the fact. It's kind of hard to do commentary while you're building because I'm like focused on building and just in the zone, but I do have that, and that's going to be posted the same day this is posted, so I don't know, it's the best of both worlds. So if you like to have my commentary, you can still have my commentary, but if you want to spend maybe like an hour and have the long museum video in the background, you can also do that, and then you can put it on like replay and watch it a couple times. Just kidding. But if you like those types of videos, that will also be posted for you. So I'm not going to do that like every time I make a build, but every once in a while I'll post a couple of those, so don't you worry. I haven't actually checked how far along I am with completing my museum, but I know for a fact that I need to get a lot more fish, and I might have to actually time travel to get them all because I know some fish only pop up like certain times of the year, so I'll have to check. But I know I do have a lot of fossils because I just have so much. Like, you don't even understand how many I sold before this video because I just kept collecting the duplicates, and I had like a bunch of fossils. Like one of them I had like 3 sets of the same fossil, and I'm like, how did I acquire like 9 fossils that are like the same thing? But anyways, we are adding more fossils up here, and I think they look pretty cool outside of the museum. And I know fossils sell for quite a bit of money, but if you don't want to sell them, they also are very good decoration. And as you can see, I did add some gyroids. I thought they kind of matched the theme, even though gyroids aren't like fossils or anything. I feel like they could be like fossils because you do dig them up and they are kind of weird. Like, I don't know their origin story or anything. So I really feel like the gyroids could be like some type of like, what's it called? Artifact, maybe? Maybe not like fossils, but like definitely an artifact because like you do dig them up, and I don't know. It makes sense to me. Does it make sense to you? I don't know. Either way, if you know this channel and know me a little bit, you know I love gyroids, so it doesn't even matter. We're using them. So we are using a lot of bamboo benches and bamboo stools. So all I did was I took them to the crafting table and customized them, and I got them this like yellow color, and I think they look pretty cute like that. Originally I was going to keep them green, but it just like clashed way too much, so I kind of toned it down a little bit and changed the colors. But they're really good for like decorating, and so we use a lot of them in this video because I put pretty much like all of the like fossils and gyroids that I want on display on them, and they're pretty easy to make. And I liked it because I have a bunch of bamboo from when I went villager hunting, so I didn't have to order any like tables, so that's pretty good. And I at one point did run out of bamboo stools and benches, so it was good because I could just make more. Also, I do apologize. I do have my windows open right now. I do live in a state where AC is not like in every house, so I don't have AC. So I have the window open and the birds were chirping. I don't know if you could hear them. So sorry about that if you hear some little birds. It was kind of a culture shock when I moved up north because I pretty much grew up in Florida. And if you don't already, I mean, you probably know, but in Florida, almost every house has AC. Like, you would probably like pass away if you didn't have AC in Florida. But, so it's kind of weird moving up north, and not every place has AC. And people just have their windows open and like have like window units or whatever. So I am working on getting a window unit, which is also gonna be it's gonna suck a little bit because it's gonna be really loud. I've had a window unit before in my last apartment and it was really loud. So that's gonna be kind of lame in the summer, but we'll see how it works out. I think I would rather it be loud than be sweaty though, because I'm the type of person like I will not be able to sleep if my room is hot. So I definitely need to get a window unit as soon as possible. Luckily for me in my area, it has not been too bad. It's been around like, I think the high of like 81, which is not terrible to be honest. I mean, I grew up in Florida, so like I'm used to 100-degree weather, but AC, you know. So it's not too bad. And there's a good amount of wind, and it's going back and forth. It's really weird because like one day it'll be like 50, and then the next day there will be a tornado, and then the day after that it'll be like 81. So it's a lot of whiplash in that aspect. I've been having to bring my plants in. That reminds me, my cats literally like demolished my plants the other day. I had them in my bathtub and I had the door closed, but I don't know, they must have like opened the door or I forgot to close it or something, and they literally dug up all of my plants. The only one that survived was my cilantro plant, but they took out my strawberries, my green pepper. So that's my story. I think I might give up on gardening because this is not the first time they've done it. And I mean, it's not like my plants were super thriving. This is actually my first time actually getting into gardening. So I don't know. I might give up. Who knows? So I did accidentally talk through the whole build, but right now I am adding my finishing touches. As you can see, we did add a little bakery stall right there, and we're just adding some bunnies and some flowers. Also, we are adding some cute little bushes, and I wanted to add more fossils up here because it felt kind of empty with just those like two big ones. So we have a couple more bamboo benches and a bamboo stool. We have a gyroid and another like duplicate fossil, and we'll just add some flowers around here. That reminds me, we are desperately low on flowers, so hopefully we can grow some because it's been raining a lot in game. So I'm hoping that our flowers start to multiply soon because we have a couple more areas to finish up. Like we have my yard and Cody's yard, and then the beach, and then the bamboo rock garden. So really not that much, but I still don't want to just decorate those areas with just like white flowers because that's super lame. But we are finished with this build, and let's go toward the finished result. So I did time travel, so it is bright and sunny out. I think it looks pretty cute. I mean, it's still kind of cloudy, but not as bad, not as gloomy. So this is the area. Super cute. I did add these little lights and these gyroids, and I did remove that second table. I felt like, I don't know, it just looked weird. So we have the lights with the arch, we have our cute little gazebo, all the fossils. I think this area turned out really cute and I love it. I really like the finished fossils a lot, and I hope you enjoyed this build. Hopefully it gave you some inspiration for your island, if you want to make like an outdoor museum, you definitely should. I mean, I know you got plenty of fossils. Okay. All right, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.